Good vibe, got the 1942 pouring in my cup. In the session real loud, good gas, yeah, you know we about to roll it up. Bring the bottles to the session, big tab, go ahead and just live it up. Get lit one night, after that, we can go ahead.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Ikon. And we on here on 95 South Podcast. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be able to come on here on this platform once again and to do this thing. You know what I'm saying? For then secondly, you know what I'm saying, I got my man, my Ace Boom Coon, my mother, my brother from another mother, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Smooth, drop your panties at midnight, lover, you know what I'm saying, Jacob, the great personality himself. What's going on, my brother?
What's happening? What's popping, man? Welcome to the 95 South Podcast, man. Where we bring you interviews about the community, entertainers, and the most influential people all across the globe.
Yes,
so welcome.
Yes, sir. So, man, listen. You know, I want to introduce this brother today. This man was one of the people who pioneered the crunk era. He one of these guys that I feel like is underrated, and I don't think he get his accolades because, you know, they talk about Country Black, they talk about Flavor Flav, they talk about Spliff Star, but these guys right here, when it comes to being able to write and rap and being part of the hype man era, you know what I'm saying, they don't get their accolades. And him and his partner, Big Bo Hagen, you know what I'm saying, I feel like, you know, they need to get their just due and their flowers. So everybody, you know what I'm saying, who don't know who this is, this Big Sam of Little John and the East Side Boys. What's going on, big dog?
Man, I'm good, man. Just one thing, man. We never was we was never his hype man. We was never his hype man. We used to be all equal. You know what I'm saying? We was never his hype man.
Oh, okay.
But damn, I'm finna write all this shit and be a motherfucker's hype man.
I can dig it.
And you forgot one more thing, man. They call me a Ventador Sam. Doors go up, panties come down. You feel?
You heard him?
Hey, so, bro, listen. I want to say this real quick because I was watching some of your other old interviews or whatever, and you was talking about when you was in North Carolina one time, and I tell people all the time I'm from North Carolina. And I was saying when you were saying, yeah, man, we went to North Carolina and when we first started, we did that one song for 30 minutes and we had to do, but for that crowd, we had to do all East Coast joints.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, and I remember in the 90s, I told people, I said, man, we ain't grew up off the South music. We grew up off of Nas, Biggie, Wu-Tang, Jay-Z. And, you know, like you said, we had the Timbo boots and the, you know, the big clothes and the whole thing. I said, so for us, I'm glad you said that. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And one other thing, is Duck still rapping? Duck Hunter?
Yeah.
Wow.
We got a song together.
Yeah, I seen that, Jacob. I'm telling you.
He probably
want
put
to
it
see
out.
Somebody that can perform. I'm telling you, Duck Hunter, one of them independent artists. I don't even care how big you are in this business. You don't want to go behind that player. You don't want to go behind him.
I don't like going behind him, goddamn, and I always say, if I go before you, you're gonna be mad.
Yeah. He shut the club down. You know what I'm saying?
It's a few cats like that, man. It's a few cats like that, man, from Atlanta, and Atlanta got these cats, man, that you don't want to go behind. You know, cause I seen some people try to go behind you guys. You know. Little John East Side Boys. I seen some people try to go behind Fabo, not a good look. I seen Big King try to go behind Dougie Fresh, not a good look. Like, so there's some guys in the industry, man. Once they get the party started, it's like people call for them to come back on stage and they have to come right back out there again. You know what I mean? So, and their whole Atlanta crunk sound between Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, man, you know, I think that you guys stayed in South Carolina and North Carolina a lot, boy, a lot. You know what I mean? And so I tell people all the time, man, those three states are like brothers. You know what I mean? Like you always gonna find people like Lil Jon, the East Side Boys, the Young Bloods. You're gonna find 2 Chainz in the Carolinas. You know, you're gonna find Pastor Troy in the Carolinas all the time. Like you're gonna find a lot of cats that may not even some cats born and raised in Atlanta, but some cats that just live in Atlanta and they adopt that Atlanta sound. They still in the Carolinas a lot. You know, even the cats from like New Orleans, like Boozy
Yeah.
and Kevin Gates and the whole Cash Money and the whole No Limit. You know, man, you got these cats that been in business for 30 years, like Fiend. They do plenty shows in the Carolinas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So man, salute to y'all for keeping it hype and making people dance, man. You know, I tell my little homies, I was like, man, y'all go to the club and just drink, man. Like we went out to the club, we danced, bro. Like as Lil Jon said, I like them girls. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But you gotta think this generation here, man, they don't even really know how to approach a woman without saying, "Hey, let me get your Instagram. I'm gonna DM you. Are you gonna follow me back?" Man, nah, man, we had to actually go and talk to this woman, man. Hold her hand. She had to get to know you just out that short conversation type thing. You know what I'm saying? But she gonna give you her number and you can call her. Or you give her your number and she might call you. See, they don't know. I was talking to my daughters about that the other day. I said, y'all don't know how to actually go out and meet nobody. Y'all think all y'all friends is on social media and however many followers you got, them your friends. You don't know them folks, man. You don't know. You probably know about 5 or 6 of them folks. You don't know all them people.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, so let me ask you something, because when I first met you, you was doing a lot of the showcases and stuff, you know, around the city and everything. And then I had moved away about 3 years ago and came back a few months back. When I would get back to some of the people I knew from all them years, they be like, bro, it ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? So what did you have you seen the change in what the showcase open mic scene, all that? Have you seen the change, and what do you believe the change, why the change is? Why it has gotten so, I could say, bad when it comes to that type of stuff?
Well, my opinion is, and this is why I stopped doing them. It was like we would have people from Sony, some kind of different distribution that the artist could meet and chop it up with them. And sometimes we have contests where these people are going to give you all the distribution deals based off you winning this showcase. You know what I'm saying? And then we started having folks that was flaking out on that. I had one dude at the end of the show tried to sneak out, not just having to look up while I was talking on the mic, and seen him. And I was like, whoa, hey, stop buddy at the door. Stop him at the door. And after that right there, I was just like, no way, I ain't fooling with him no more. If I do, it's gonna be a straight showcase. And you come in, probably pay about $5, $10 per form. Saying party, go home, whatever. But that's why we stopped doing, because a lot of folks started, a lot of people started faking the phone, saying they're from these labels and all this, and they win. You know what I'm saying? Then these folks win, they never get a chance to get in touch with these people, and all they find out, man, he ain't even who he say he was, and all that stuff. So you got to think at the time, you ain't got time to be doing people background and all that shit, background check. You know what I'm saying? So I let it go, but I get so many people calling me asking me when I'm gonna start them back up.
Yeah. So that's my question to you. With the right people, would you do it again?
Yeah, I would. You know what I'm saying? I would with the right people. I would. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my partner that were doing it, Rico, QP. Me and him were doing it by ourselves. It was going smooth. And we had the conversation about a couple months too. We were talking about doing it again. I told him, man, look, if we do it, it got to be me and you how it was before. Everything was smooth. You ran the door. I made sure we had the security at the door. I ran the inside. Well, you know what I'm saying, as far as hosting and making sure everybody's hyped up and they ready. They ain't just sitting around just listening to music. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there talking shit, shaking hands. I'm doing all that. You know what I'm saying? And like I told him, our thing started messing up because he started letting the outside people come in that he thought could better what we was doing. And they sold him a dream on it, man. Yeah, okay. Like one guy brought cameras in and everything. I was like, hey man, what this gonna cost us? Cause this man got big butt cameras in here, everything. What they gonna cost? And he actually told me, oh man, he's taking over the showcase. What you mean he taking over the showcase, man? We've been doing this at this spot for almost a year. Which means he taking over the showcase. So once I heard that, and the guy came to me, basically telling me that I wasn't hosting tonight, I'm like, okay, how do I handle this without violence? Because I was at that point where I'm like, man, I'm about to knock you out, bro. You got me messed up. I'm about to knock you out. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna leave. So I left. On my way out, people like, hey man, where you going? Where you going? I could have been an asshole and be like, hey man, I ain't got no part of this. I ain't doing nothing with this. I'm out. If y'all want to, y'all, cause I had any club I could have went to. My manager had a damn club at the time. I could have called him and be like, hey man, I need you to open the club up. They think it's a game. They think I'm playing. Open the club up for me. He would have went and opened the club up, and I would have told all them, hey, y'all come over my spot, perform for free. Don't tell them y'all want y'all money back. They got to give it back to you. And goddamn, y'all come over here in my spot, perform free. I was about to do that, man. I like, nah, I ain't gonna do that because I ain't want to take no money out my partner mouth. Even though he, you know what I'm saying, even though he didn't really understand what they were doing either. So after that little show, we talked. One thing about him though, he brought me my money though. So that was, you know, he linked up with me and like, hey man, here's all your money. I like, oh, appreciate it. He's like, yeah, man, I ain't know it's gonna be like that. Like, you know, so you know, we live and we learn, man. But my main thing was the people that was so-called supposed to do stuff for the artists, and then they backing out. You know what I'm saying? Artists calling like, hey man, I can't get in touch with dude. He ain't answering the phone. Then I call him. Hey man, what's up, man? People say you ain't answering the phone, man. What's going on? Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna get back with him. So it's like being that middleman between that bullshit. It ain't worth it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to see no artist get messed over like I did. You know what I'm saying?
But Big Sam, I'm gonna say this, man. You iconic. You a legend, and you're big enough where you don't have to accept calls. Where you can call Universal yourself. You can call Epic or Warner Brothers yourself. And once you tell them that you're Big Sam from Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, they'll personally set up a meeting where they fly you out because they want these showcases right now because the labels have went under because everybody want to claim independency. But with people claiming independency, there's still relationships that independent artists don't have that a label have that's been in business for 30, 40 years, 50 years. They have some resources that independent artists will never have. That's and true. So with you being a legend, man, you can change the whole narrative where the showcase turns into, you know, indie artist TV presented by Big Sam. You know what I mean? And you a sizzle, a trailer, a reel, shop at HBO, Cinemax, MTV, like you a legend, bro. They gonna tell you, yeah.
Yeah, we was actually that's what we was in the making a doing making like we were making a reality show. We were gonna make it a reality show where every week somebody get kicked out the bus. Every week we performing, letting the people perform at a different location, different state every week. If you lose, you kicked out the bus right then and there. Your bags, everything, you kicked out the bus. You know what I'm saying? So we still talking about that, talking about doing that right there. But me personally, man, I don't know. You know, sometimes you take people just out their word.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
A lot of time in this business, man, that don't work.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny you said that. Oh, go ahead.
That's why I be making people sign them non-disclosure, bro. Like, yeah, bro, you got to give me something with both signatures on there that can hold up in the court of law, because you know I ain't gonna fuss and fight with you, but I will put that paperwork on your ass. Believe that.
And then shit, man, the showcase game got watered down in Atlanta, man. It got real watered down, man. Bad. Like I even had a girl come to my showcase. I ain't gonna say her name, but we had showcases going good. And she gonna say, "Hey, can I get the mic? I just want to promote something." I like, go ahead, man. I don't care. She in the middle of my showcase promotes that. She's doing another showcase after my showcase at the same club, the same day, right after mine, same club, and everybody can perform free.
That's pretty disrespectful. That's real
Oh,
disrespectful.
wow.
Man, oh man, trust me, but I ain't man. That's one time I wish I was a girl because I'd have got that slap box her ass. But I took her in the back and cussed her ass out though. I cussed her motherfucking ass out. I felt bad after I did it, but I like no, because it could have went a whole nother way.
Yeah,
You know
that
what
was
I'm saying?
that was disrespectful.
Yeah, man. I like you messing up my livelihood, man. The little money I get, shit, I get to my kids. Yeah, damn, the hell you talking about?
Well,
Right.
yeah. You know, it's funny because I was last year. I took my son and out, yeah, and well, actually earlier this year, took him out to perform in Vegas during Grammy weekend at this event. And one of the guys that was supposedly be like a big wig producer, executive in the game, he's sitting up there, and while the artist the whole time, he drinking a little Hennessy or whatever he was drinking, then messed around through the whole bottle down. So by the time you went to go talk to him, he over there sloppy drunk.
Sloppy drunk.
You know what I'm saying? And literally, he's sitting in the lobby, sleep. You know what I'm saying? And then he was dressed off. So he was a big guy anyway. So he was dressed off sloppy. So he didn't even look the part at all. He was unprofessional. And then I was talking to one of the other guys that was there. He was like, look, man, I just came here really support. I ain't got time to be sitting here for all these hours, So it was like a big waste of time because you got all these so-called executive people there that none of them really was there for the artist. They was just there because probably we getting free food or free drinks, or probably just got paid for their time, but they really wasn't there to try to like try to do nothing with these artists. So I was just like, what's this really about? You know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying about. I get what you're saying about that.
Yeah. I ran into that too, man. A lot of these. That's I hate to say it, but that's when I can really tell that they the real deal. Because a lot of times the folks that's the real deal, they don't want to sit through a whole showcase. They'll come through, sit down, but I used to try to make them judge it though.
Yeah.
So you had to sit there, try to make them judge it. And then, you know what I'm saying, sometimes they will, sometimes they come to me and go, hey man, should have been like 3 hours, man. I got to get ready to go. I'd be like, all right, cool, just come say something to the people though, you know what I'm saying, before you go or whatever, So then everybody know this shit real, you know what I'm saying? You just go talk to them, let them know you about to leave, and whoop, whoop, whoop. We'll figure it out on the back end. So I done did that before. And for that coming to get free drinks and food, I buy your ass one drink. One. After that right there, you on your own.
Yeah.
I don't have times where bartender come to me and say, oh yeah, well such and such had like 6 drinks. I said, well, I told y'all, because I let the bar know and everything. If I don't come up here with these people, or you don't hear me say nothing on the microphone, to get your attention for you to, I'm not buying that. I'm buying one drink. That's it. So they may owe y'all for 5 more drinks.
So
I had Bushwick Bill do me like that. You know, somebody rest in peace. I had him do me like that. Yeah, but he tried to leave me with a tab. I went out the door and got his ass. I'm like, hey. Bartender need to see you, my boy. Oh, Sam, I thought you had that. No, me and you had a conversation because I already know how you is. Me and you had a conversation. And it wasn't in the showcase. I was just doing a club one night, and some dudes I know he was running with, they have just pop in. Had them pop in. And I went and bought me and him a drink while we chopping it up. But after that, he kept going to the bartender and telling them it was on me. It's on me. And they kept getting to him. I said, hey, man, I told y'all. One drink. I told you. That's it. So he owe y'all for 5 more. I had to go get him, but he was sloppy drunk too, man. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, man. That was my man, bro.
Well, let me ask you something. What about the can? I always was curious about that can.
Yes, sir.
Man, first of all, what was the idea behind the can? And secondly, did you ever fill it up when you was drinking it, or would you just put like you had it filled all the way to the top?
Yes, sir. Why? I mean, you can't half-ass do stuff. I'm saying if you cooking ground beef hamburger, You can't half-ass cook it, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your ass gonna be sick. You know what I mean?
So what was your drink of choice? What was your drink of choice?
Shit. Back then, man, actually, man, a lot of people didn't know crunk juice was really Red Bull and whatever liquor you drunk with. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we call crunk juice, cause we were just drinking the shit. But my liquor of choice when I first started drinking that, well, to go back, the can situation came about. We was in Daytona. You know, when they do the spring break and all that in Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
So we riding down the strip, getting in that morning. We on the tour bus riding down the strip, got the windows open. We looking out, see what's going on. I seen 3 dudes walking down the street drinking out of gas can. And I was like, whoa, hold on, man. So I called everybody to the back, like, hey, look. Why they drinking out of the gas can, man? What's going on? So I said, you know what? I'm finna go get me one. I got off the bus. The bus still on the strip. I got out the bus, went and met them, chopped it up with them. Told them, man, I'm finna go get me one. They were like, all right, yeah. I went to the store. There was a little store right there, little gas station. I ran the gas station, bought me a gas can, came back out with it. And I was like, yeah, they were like, all right. So I got back on the bus. Bo and John went over there and got them one. So that weekend, we all drinking out the gas can. But when we left that Sunday, that Sunday going to Fort Lauderdale to do a show. They left their gas cans. They were like, yeah, that was just something I'm through with. So they left. I kept mine. And I think that was the best thing I ever did, because we got to that show, I'm drinking out that gas can, and folks were like, what the, man, he drinking out a gas can? What in the world going on? So I just kept it, man, and then I started decorating it and doing all that stuff, just making it my own. But as far as what I used to drink in here was Hennessy and Crunk. I would take a whole fifth of Hennessy and pour it in them, and then fill the rest up with Crunk.
Mm.
So by the time I got filling up, man, it's probably about right there sometime. Almost right at the top. Heavier than a motherfucker, I tell you that.
Mm. So a lot of, so the hits that a lot of the hits that y'all wrote, that y'all did, my understanding, you wrote a lot of those hits.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So just name like a few of them that you know that you wrote or whatever during the time. Because I'm gonna tell you, well, let's go back for a second. Let me go back.
Man, don't make me go on my phone, man. I just had to do that. I just had because I just had to do this for a lawyer. I just had to do this for a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I got a lawsuit going on right now, so I had to do that for a lawyer, bro. Come to find out of 70 some records, I wrote 6 to 8. I not even realize until I had to write it out for this lawyer, all the songs that I wrote on, or I wrote, or I actually was on. But like I tell you, every song I was on, whatever I said, I wrote. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was a verse or anything like that, I wrote my own. Like I always wrote my own verse. And if Bo was rapping, it's a verse that I wrote. You know what I mean? I used to write for me and Bo all the time. You heard in the rapping verse, heard Bo rapping, I wrote that. Like say, when I met John, I met John in 1995 with Player Puncho. The first 2 albums we did, the Who You Will Get Crunk and We Still Crunk, I already had about 40 to 50% of them albums done back in 92, 93 when I was DJing. I used to be a DJ. So I didn't even know Lil Jon. You know what I'm saying? The crazy part is my daddy and the 2 sisters of Escape Daddy, they worked together at Fulton County Sheriff Department. When So Def first started, my daddy came to me and gave me Lil Jon's A&R card. I still didn't know a Lil Jon, but he knew I wanted to be on So Def. I didn't know a Lil Jon. He said, man, y'all get y'all stuff together. Because I was DJing and I had two of my partners that rap. He said, well, y'all get y'all stuff together, y'all get ready. I'm gonna take y'all over there. So we were striving for that. And then I guess they got to the point they didn't really want to do it no more, man. I thought they were 5 too. To my shout out my boy Barry and my boy Jermaine, man. When I tell you they were 5, they were 5, bro. 5 years. So, and then Barry used to rap like Sean Paul before we even knew anything about Sean Paul. You know what I'm saying? He was rapping about like that back in shit back in 90, 91. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, long story short, I messed around, met Lil Jon, and Huncho brought him over to the garage, to my garage where I be DJing and shit in my mom's garage. And we sitting there talking, just tripping. But then I still didn't think nothing about it. But then we was at a club one night called The Gate, and Mystico's Here I Go come on. And I started doing my Who You With chant. And the guy, a whole bunch of guys from our neighborhood, they be at my house too. They already knew the chant. So when I started doing it, they joined in with me doing it. So you in the club and you hear motherfuckers over the beat doing a chant, you gonna look like, what the hell going on? So we got through doing that. John pulled me to the side and was like, hey man, whose song is that? I said, that's my song. Oh, for real? I like, yeah. He said, what you gonna do with it? I said, I don't know. I just be writing for fun before I go to sleep at night. Cause me, I want to be a comedian. So I was trying to figure out how to make comedic music. So if you go back and listen to the first two albums and listen to it as from a comedian point, you're gonna be laughing your ass off, man. You're gonna laugh your ass off. Cause anything from Who You With to shit, Shout a Freak a Little Something. Shit, I Like Them Girls. I wrote I Like Them Girls on the spot. We was in the studio. We probably doing that. That song right there probably the song with Silk. But they never got back with us. They went on tour. They had never got back with us. And we was in somebody else's studio session waiting on them. And John asked the guy, hey man, pull this up for me. So he pulled the beat up. We in there feeling good. I just started saying some shit and that shit stuck. I Like Them Girls. It stuck. You know what I'm saying? I was saying in a crazy voice and everything. You just do it real good. You can hear my voice. You hear somebody saying in a crazy voice. And that's me. Like that. He turned it down some though, but that's me though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the first two albums we did, I'm gonna give y'all a gem. The first two albums we did, if you go back and just listen to some of that and then go to the album we did after We Still Crunk, which I think is Put Your Hood Up, was with TVT. When we got to TVT, you're gonna hear the changes in those albums. The first two albums was you hear all of us. You know what I'm saying? That means all of us are going into the studio, 3 people going in the booth, chanting all the stuff that you hear. We all doing it together. That's why I'm so big. That's why people thought it was so many people. Until when we got TBT, me and Bo go in the booth, we doing 6 to 8 tracks of the chants or whatever. And then John will do 2 tracks and then turn our tracks down to let his vocal be a little higher than ours. So it make his voice sound thick. You know what I'm saying? And I started noticing stuff like that, man. You know, I started noticing stuff like that. You know, the game mighty fickle, bro.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I was in the military about 0203. And every weekend we would go out to the club after we done got through our tech school part throughout the week or whatever. Because when you're in the Air Force or the military after boot camp, you go to school. It's kind of like college. You stay in the dorm and all that, and then on the weekends you do whatever you want. Yeah. And I lie to you not, bro. Every Friday I get in my room, my homeboy be like, "What we doing?" I get in there, and my favorite album of y'all's was Kings of Crunk. I played Kings of Crunk from the first song to the last song. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in there getting myself hyped up. We about to go out to this club. And I was out in San Antonio. So I'm out in San Antonio at that time. So to me, and like I said, I'm from North Carolina. So y'all was late to the party for us. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't in the early days. I didn't really know about Lil Jon and Eastside Boys until I got around other people that was from Atlanta and from other places that put me on to y'all. I might have heard a song here and there, but to really get into it. Now, for you, what's your favorite project? Because y'all got a lot of projects. So what's your favorite project that y'all ever did?
I had to say the first album, Who You With, Get Crunk, because that showed me the stuff that I thought I was trying to make funny and just writing just to be doing something before I went to sleep because I ain't had nothing to do. And everybody was gone. And because you come to my garage, it might be about 20-some people at any given time in my garage, right? Everybody drinking, everybody smoking, you know. Everybody drinking, everybody smoking. So when everybody leave, it ain't nothing but big roaches in the ashtray and all this shit. So I'm like, hell, I can't sleep. So I start finding them motherfuckers up, and then I know I start just writing stuff and just writing, just writing. And I would have to say that first album because when we did Who You With, it was just supposed to been a song just to do. You know what I'm saying? Even me and John said it like, yeah, we just want a song. As a DJ, you want your own song that you could play. So he DJ, I was DJing, and that's my whole thing was. We just doing this so we have a song that we can play as we DJ our own song. But then about a month later, he come back and say, hey man, they want us to do an album. I like an album. He asked me, you got some more songs? I said, man, I got hella songs. I said, they either done or the hooks. Either way it go, all the hooks done. So the hooks done, the ideas are done. It's all about just putting it all together. And that's how we end up doing. That's how them 2 albums came about so fast because I already had half of the shit done. We'll be in there, John be doing the beat, trying to figure something out. He'll go, hey man, what's one of the other songs you got? I'll never forget he said that, and I was like, you talking about Shot Freak a little something? You talking about Get Crunk? No, I just named out stuff. He was like, I Shot Freak a little something go. So I told him. So as I'm telling him, the beat, I told him I wrote to Stevie Wonder beat, all I do is think of you, the hook. So he pulled that up. He started sampling that, messing with that. And then he was like, how the hook go? So I saw on the hook, I had to reference the hook. Then he called Jazzy Faye. Jazzy Faye came in. Matter of fact, he called Jazzy Faye. Jazzy Faye came in. He said, hey, go in the booth, sing the song like you were singing it so he can do it. All right, cool. So I went and sung Shawty Freak a little son, did all that. And then Jazzy sung it, but then he put his own flavor on it. When you hear all that, Shawty, Shawty. And I was like, wow, man, my song is coming to life. Look at this right here. I already had 3 verses wrote for Shawty Freak a little son. But John, I guess, I don't know, somebody or he did wrote his verse. So I took the first verse off. And the second verse that Bo rapped, I took my name out and put Bo name in there. So then I just kept the third verse. So I'm saying, so it was like I basically wrote 2 verses on the song and helped arrange the beat. But this is where the kicker come in, right? And anybody listening to this, y'all doing music, you want to know some stuff, I'm finna mess your brain up. Doing all that, I helped arrange the beat. I wrote the 2 verses. But on my publishing though, man, you would think I have a big percentage of that publishing, you feel me? Man, but I get like 13% on my publishing, bro.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
That's crazy.
That's real crazy, man. That's why I be trying to tell these cats, man, look, like I came to the game at 23, man, young, didn't know nothing about it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm with a guy that's in the industry, but he ain't doing music though, but he's A&R, he know the ins and outs, you know what I'm saying? Thinking that, okay, I'm finna learn from you then, what you're supposed to do, how things supposed to go, and whoop, but that wasn't the case. All I learned was how not to fuck nobody over, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
And then not only that, he was already in the industry. Well, people don't know about Lil Jon. Lil Jon went to school for business, bro.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So he know the ins and out and the loopholes that most black guys from the hood don't know. He know
Yeah,
the corporate side.
and then you looking for, you know that me personally, if I'm calling you my brother, hey, bro, we brothers, man, this is my brother. I live off that, you know what I'm saying? I live
Right.
off that. I live off that loyalty, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm loyal to my loyalty. Sometimes get me in trouble, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm looking for you to teach. You know what I'm saying? Look for you to teach, man. You older than me. I'm looking for you to be like, hey, man, look, shit, this what we need to do, man. You know, somebody need to do this, you need to do that. You need to make sure you do this. Here goes some paperwork. You need to make sure read this over. Make sure you woo. No, the only person did that was Player Poncho. Because if you go back to Who You With, Player Poncho is on Who You With too. So we thinking that basically Eastside Boys is gonna be Player Poncho, Big Sam, Lil Bo. That wasn't the case. John pushed Poncho out. He pushed him out. Like boom, then just left us. And then now when things went on, I see why he pushed him out. Because Puncho would have been the one to say, hey, oh, hold on, man, that ain't right. Now it's supposed to be like this. That ain't right. You know what I'm saying? He's telling me that over the years and stuff. He's telling me that, hey man, I told you to sign that paper. It was some paper he gave me to sign. And I was looking at the paper, I was like, nah, man, this paper look like if I sign this, I own everything. And this. And now that I think about it, I should have signed that paper because I did own the shit. It was my shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was my shit. I wrote all this shit before I met you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, I got a $10 million lawsuit going on right now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
So,
you ain't gonna get the whole 10, but you know, it's everything's still looking good though on my end. You know what I'm saying? Cause like my lawyer said, he don't want to go to court. You know what I'm saying? He can drag it out as long as he wants, but he don't want to go to court. If we go to court, you gonna get everything. Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Cause all the paperwork there, man. I still got that notebook from that I wrote in before I met John, and when I met John finishing up the songs and shit, I still got that notebook, man.
Man.
Still got it, bro. I can show y'all some pages. Y'all be like, oh yeah, that's more old. It's old. Someone got water marks on them, all kind of shit, man.
Yeah, so I heard somebody say the other day that the frustrating thing to today is like what y'all went through back in the day as artists, where a lot of y'all signed bad record deals. That these artists today still doing the same thing. So when you around somebody, because I know you stay close to the streets and you always communicate with these young artists. Do you still see that and does it frustrate you to still see a lot of these artists still walking themselves into bad situations?
Oh man, definitely, man. I tell the artists, man, like, look, man, I walked into a situation because it was just, to me, it was like, oh man, I'm doing music, man. I got an album out. Damn, I'm about to put another album out. You know what I'm saying? It was that to me, but the business part, I went up on that part too much. You know what I'm saying? I even had my dad used to tell me, hey, you got your lawyer, you get your lawyer, you get your lawyer. And then somebody told, hey, man, you need to make your dad your manager, man, or whatever, you know. I'm like, man, my dad, police are, he trying to be no damn manager, man. Like, I wouldn't listen to folks. I wouldn't listen to the outside people. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like y'all on the outside, you just mad because I'm doing this with this person. And that's how I started feeling, you know what I'm saying? But there was one thing that opened my eye though. I mean, we was at the American Music Awards. Yeah, I might remember this one when Usher had the song out with John and Usher won, and John tried to run up there, and the security folks stopped him. They showed shit on TV and everything, and then they ended up letting him go back. We was at the show. We was actually walking out. We was going toward the back to go out, and as we were walking out, they called Usher's name for the win, and John turned around and ran up there. And that's when they grabbed him, but then they let him go. And then once we got backstage, I'm already mad. I don't left my gas can at home. Don't know how I did that. We get backstage, got a little chain on that he had bought us, a shit, big ass short chain and shit he had bought us. And I didn't even want that because I'm like, I don't want nobody giving me shit. I get my own. So we get backstage, and Nelly said he would the whole St. Lunatic. First thing came out Nelly mouth. Oh, Sam, what's up, man? Oh man, John, let y'all eat now. I'm like, let us eat. Like, what the hell you mean? And I thought about that shit all day long, bro. And he was even like, man, where the gas can at? I said, man, I left it at home, man. He said, man, next time I see you, you better have a gas can in your hand. I don't care if you're at church. I don't care if you're in the mall. I don't care what you're doing. You better always have that can in your hand. So he would basically put me up on the branding part. But I'm thinking about the other part. He's like, oh, John letting the boys eat. John letting the boys eat. And I'm like, bitch, he talking about. So I thought about it more and more. And I was like, oh, he talking about the chain. He think, oh, okay, I don't got the money I can buy this chain. I did have the money I could have bought the chain, but that wasn't me though. I wasn't a buy a chain dude. I was more of a watch dude. But I got it after I kept thinking about it. It took some days, but I got what he was saying though. Then I started opening my eyes, started thinking and looking like, damn, we 4 albums in. I ain't received a check for writing none of this stuff. All I received is BMI and we doing these shows, and just having the shows coming so much on the regular, and the money we get from the shows, it'll kind of take your mind off of
Your
that
publishing.
part. Yeah, it take your mind off of that part. And I'm like, so as we start winding down, like the last time we did Crunk Juice.
So let me ask you a question before you go in. So
ahead.
you say checks. Now it's one thing to get your royalty check
Right.
and your publishing check, but the publishing goes in a lot. You know, for you writing, for
Right.
when they put your lyrics on YouTube, when they put your lyrics on these other sites, like so, you should have been collectively getting about 16 royalty checks every 4 quarters, per quarter. Excuse me.
Easy.
About 16 royalty checks. You should be getting that performance right check. You should be getting a copyright check. You should be getting a trademark check. Like all that, bro.
Yep, all that. But I wasn't getting that. Get out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what I'm saying is you live and learn.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and with you being such a awesome writer, bro, write for other people, write for yourself and stuff like that, man. You know, since like nowadays, do you do reference tracks, you know, to try to get you like a songwriting deal? Because I tell people, if you can write hip hop, you can write R&B, country, jazz, blues, all that too.
Yeah, I can definitely write some R&B.
You know what I mean?
You like run. But now I don't do that though, man.
Like you should kind of looking to getting your own publishing deal since you are a writer, and
Right.
just get with you a producer and a singer or something and do some reference tracks and shop those reference tracks, and you'll be surprised, man.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I just, at one point in time, man, I got to the point that I'm done. I'm done, man. I put all this hard work in. I'm like, that's the thing about it. I put a lot of hard work and effort into this, not even trying to before I even met you. Then when I met you, I felt like my hard work and effort is starting to pay off, but it wasn't paying off for me. It was paying off for you. It was paying off for me. You know what I'm saying? And once I started this lawsuit stuff, man, I found out so much stuff, man. I was like, wow. I like, bro, as a person, how can you do another person like that? Especially somebody that you know is a family man, got kids, you know what I'm saying? All kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I got kids, I'm married, I know you married, you got kids. It's like, I don't see how somebody can just do that though.
I mean, but that's enough to make you put hands on somebody.
And that was the thing too. It took everything not to go that route. Every time I thought about it, I thought about my damn kids. I ain't thinking about my wife. I think about my kids. I'm like, damn, man, I can't do that. They too young. They had been the age they is now, 25, 20, and 17. Man, I destroyed that boy, man. I would have destroyed that boy because me personally, I'm not a yes man. There's a lot of yes men around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a yes man. I'm motherfucker gonna tell you about yourself. I ain't on the bullshit, and you do something wrong, I'm gonna let you know right then and there. You say something out of the way, I'm gonna say something out of the way. So I was that person, you know what I'm saying? I ain't kiss his ass.
Now I couldn't, and Stan, correct me if I'm wrong now. Now, if anybody know anything about Lil Jon, as far as like you said, you got did dirty on the publishing, but I'm gonna call this greed on his end because you can dig and research how the money he has made off production over the years. You know what I mean? And it has not, it ain't been no little bit of money. He's made a lot off just production alone, man.
Yeah.
And so, and so for you, him, and your other man to not have their publishing split, and for you not to have like more than them, and you was the writer, like 10 million just a small lawsuit, if you ask me, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Like with all the money that was made over the years, man, that's really like $100 million lawsuit.
Yeah. It's a little small thing, you know what I'm saying? It's a small thing, but at the same time though, like I tell folks, I ain't hurting for no money. But you know what I'm saying? Shit, 10 million is 10 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Now, you right. You right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's the one thing about me that they be like, man, you waiting so long. I'm like, man, I ain't wait so long. I don't have like two lawyers to so called go at, and then he just put his lawyers up, and then they like, man, nah, we can't fight that. We can't. I'm like, bro, and they telling me we see the money. Yeah, he owe you money. We see it. Like you see it, then keep going. Let's go. They
Mm-hmm.
get scared, but the new lawyer I got, he don't even like the situation. He don't like situations like that. He used to be a artist himself, but he a lawyer, and that's what he do now. He go and fight for artists like me that basically didn't get their just due, and you know what I'm saying, got money sitting out there on the table. You know what I'm saying? He go get that. So
Mm-hmm.
and I talked to him the other day. He was like, "Hey man, I'm just checking on you. Shit, everything good. We still in a good place." I'm like, "All right, cool." It's like I ain't even thinking about it. I'm not waking up every day checking on them like, hey, what's the deal? What we doing? I ain't thinking about. I'm letting him do what he do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It might take a year or two, more than that, but I'm just letting him do what he do. You know what I'm saying? I already done paid him. Shit, he good to go.
Well, let
Right.
me ask you a question then. What's your what you got going on now in music wise or whatever? Or do you got a label, production company? You got anything like that going on? You looking for artists? What you got going on these days?
Well, I got shoot, I stay doing music, man. I got some songs that I'm about to put out. So I got a song with Fabo that we about to drop, and shoot, man, y'all gonna be the first ones I told this to. Me and Kane of Yin Yang Twin, we got an album we working on. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? We call ourselves them boys. So we got an album that we working on. We about 5 songs in here right
Okay.
now.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
And
that's definitely gonna be one.
I just got all my paperwork back a couple of months ago for my label, Big Sam Music Group. So, I'm trying to move it to the right direction, man. You know, talking about still putting music out, and I'm about to start putting artists out and stuff, you know.
Okay.
Like my label, when my label come out, man, people that be on my label, they gonna be able to say, hey, he a fair man. He ain't try to rob me or nothing like that, man. He a fair dude, you know what I'm saying? If they move on, they be like, I just moved on because I want to try to do it myself. The door always open for me to go back, you know what I mean? So like, I just want to be that person, man. If you owe a dollar, I want to give you your dollar. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's how I feel. Like if I say, hey man, don't worry about it, just give me a dollar. Just give me a dollar every month. I want my dollar every month. Don't come giving me 7, 8 cents. Talking about, oh man, I'm gonna give you the rest next month with that dollar. No, man, just give my goddamn dollar. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? If you feel like put some extra on it, that's cool, but just to give me what I'm supposed to have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was my whole thing. They weren't going like that, but then you walking around talking about, yeah, these my brothers. Oh yeah, we argue sometimes. You know how family is and all this. On the surface saying that shit, but behind the closed doors, you been a snake.
Right.
You
Right.
been a
Right.
motherfucking snake, man. Cause what people don't know is we signed a contract with BME. We didn't sign no contracts with TVT, Mirror Image, the second album was on Ichiban. We didn't sign no contract with them. Every time we got somebody, even with Mirror Image, and shout out to my man Carlo. Anytime John came and said, man, they want to do an album. So that's the first label we was on, Mirror Image. We didn't sign up with them. John did, but
Right.
we didn't. Then here come Ichiban. Hey man, I just got us on Ichiban. These phone calls I'm getting. I just got us on Ichiban. I like Ichiban. I like, what the hell is Ichiban? Oh man, it's an independent label, man, out of Georgia. I like, oh, okay, all right. They got Kids and Rod, DJ Taz. Oh, all right, cool. I ain't signed no paperwork. Then we get with TVT. It came, man, I just got us a deal with TVT. Who the fuck is TVT?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, they're independent company out of New York, but they work as a major. I like, oh, okay. They got 9 Inch Nails and I like, oh, all right, cool, all right. We ain't signed no contract with them. We signed a contract with BME. You know when we signed the contract with BME? When the after the phone call of, man, I just got us a deal with TVT. We had the video shoot for Beer Beer. shooting this video. Because we had to shoot some scenes because China White had to go turn herself in the next day. So we started shooting scenes for the video. Man, I think we might be 2 scenes in, and the lawyer comes. They lawyer for BME named Vince Phillips. He comes and go, hey, man, I'll let y'all right quick. I'm like, all right, we soaking wet, because if you look at the video, we getting wet in that motherfucker. We soaking wet. It's cold outside. We got on big jean outfits, and it's cold as fuck. So we go get in the car. He like, yo, yeah, man, here go the contract. Like, okay, what contract? Yeah, this contract we need y'all to sign. And he already got the damn tabs in there that say, the yellow tab would be like, yeah, sign here on them pages. And he just flip it to the page where you sign it. And I'm like, okay, what this for though? What we sign? Oh man, it just saying blah blah blah, da 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 da. This sign right there. We're like, okay, like he the lawyer, so you know what I'm saying? We think like, okay, he know what the fuck he doing, then he the lawyer gonna sign it so we can get back into this video right quick. But the thing was, they let us shoot some of the video and then brought us out to sign the contract. Then we go back in and shoot the video. Almost like some old, oh man, we need to get them to sign the contract, man, before they shoot the rest of this video. I guess they figured we don't shot some, we ain't gonna be like, oh hell man, I ain't doing that. Nah, man. But we know you're gonna be like, oh, I cause you already in the middle of shooting the video and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people like, why you don't shoot TVT? My problem went with TVT, my problem with BME. You know what I'm saying? My problem with BME. Yeah, I got TVT checks when we did our albums, you know what I'm saying? We started our album, they'll give us a check, it'd be on TVT like 30,000 for album advancement. But then on the back end, we turn the album in, we supposed to get either another 30 or some more, right? That never happened. And I just asked John, like, hey man, where my money at? Oh man, yeah, we went over budget. And I'm like, we didn't go over budget. You went over budget. We didn't go over no budget. I ain't used not one part of no budget. That's you using the budget to go out of town, staying in mansions and shit for 30 days and all this type of shit. You burning the budget up. Talking about that was you going to do the production and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You burn the budget up on so-called production stuff, man. This man rented a $10,000 a month mansion in Miami on the island for 3 months. You think me and Bo had a room in that motherfucker? And this thing, I think it was like 4 or 5 bedrooms in there. Nah. We had a room in there. We'll fly down there and they put us up in a hotel suite and car service us over to the house. And we might be over there about 2 or 3 hours, then they got a car come get us, take us back to the hotel. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? It was just him and the musicians that was over there. So you just bringing us in really for nothing. To say that, oh, you know, remember y'all flew into Miami? There wasn't enough for us to fly in Miami for. We didn't do no recording. We didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing productive at all. Just a waste of damn money. We didn't do nothing productive. That's just like when we did BT at How I'm Living. We was in the Miami house. And they told us, hey man, one of y'all can use my room. One of y'all can use my room. I'm not using nobody's room, bro. I ain't not with all that fake shit, but I'm not using nobody's room. That's your room, woo. I'm not using. So we ended up doing like a little club thing where we just went to the club. We're gonna do that. And then they tried to get MTV Cribs. They were talking about MTV Cribs. We wanted to do something on me and Bo. I like, cool, bet. So I don't got my stuff set up at the house. I got the dude that cut my grass. He gonna come over there. He gonna have on a whole tuxedo with the top hat, everything out there, cut my grass. I'm gonna make mine funny. You know what they told us? They gonna get y'all a high rise downtown, and you know, like y'all stay together. Man, we don't stay together. Man, got a whole wife and kids at home. I got a whole wife and kids at home. What we look like in a high rise, like we stay together. So that's why we didn't do the crib thing, cause we didn't want to do all the fake stuff.
Yeah, man. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. Unfortunately,
we're gonna do a part 2, man.
We got to, bro. This got me like locked in, but we got to get this over to the networks and stuff, and so they can do what they got to do with it. But man, we definitely got to do a part 2, man, because you got me. I'm like intrigued. So man, just shout out to social medias, man. We get out of here, and we're gonna definitely set up a part 2, my brother.
Well, man, y'all already know this is, man. This your boy Big Sam, aka Gas Can Shouted, aka Bubba and Puddin' Son. R.I.P. to him. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all can check out my OnlyFans at Richard Hardwood. You know what I mean? I ain't the only thing I'm doing on there. I'm just chopping up firewood. That's all I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Chopping up firewood. That's it. And y'all can reach me at on IG at Gas Can Shouted. On Facebook at Don Ross ATL. Man, you can't find me there, man, or whatever. I'm probably at the house.
All right, brother.
Word, word.
We gonna
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, but I
All right.
appreciate y'all, man. You know what I mean? I'm sorry I came on late, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I had just woke up when Eddie called me. I was like, oh shit, I forgot about the interview. Man, let me go at least brush my teeth right quick. I ain't even wipe my face, man.
It's all good. Well, it's all good. But we definitely gonna chop it up again, bro. You be blessed.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes, sir, man.
Peace, man.
All right, King.
We got the good vibe, got the 1942 pouring in my cup. In the session, real loud, good